Hey folks, welcome back. It's the Big Barn Build, and today we're going to be moving upstairs with our glazing. We've got 6 or 7 windows up here and some French doors and a balcony to fit, so stick around, let's make it start. So it's looking a lot lighter up here already. Tom's just done a big reveal on one side. And we're going to cut out this side, we'll prep up all the openings, and then we're going to get started. Now if you haven't seen the previous video, in the last video we've been fitting all of our windows downstairs. They're Internorm, triple glazed, high performance, airtight windows, and they've been a real joy to fit because most of the adjustment is already done out the factory. They've all been aligned and everything. So it's just more a case of getting everything nice and plumb in the opening, getting it all secure, and then rehanging the sash. So that's what we're going to do on the south end first. But one final thing before we get started on those windows is the doors downstairs. I didn't share any of the installation of the doors. Very similar procedure, a few little details around the handles. There's these little foam inserts that go around the keyhole before you put the barrel sort of cylinder lock in there. So that was just part of the detail, and we had to get these door handles fitted so that we could then open up the doors, pop out the pins, and then take them off the hinges. Then we could go ahead and fit the frames. So a little bit like the other door and window that we fitted at the other end of the building, this one has a full height side light and that's next to the door. So we need to do the joining between them. So we decided to pair them together. Now of course the glass is already in that fixed unit, but that's fine, we can lift it along with the frame and then we'll fit this one as one. It's a bit slightly easier that way than the way I had to do it at the other end. So because these are both full height, they both went into the same nice opening, we can get everything plumbed up and then just methodically go around and get all the packers and place all of our fixings in. This is a big heavy door, it's triple glazed, it's quite a wide opening, so we want to make sure there's plenty of fixings into the framework before we go ahead and foam and tape the unit. And just like that, the front door is fitted for the annex. So in the future, we'll still need to decide on what front door we're actually going to put on the main house. But for the time being, we're all done with doors. So as you can see, these ones are angled windows. They're going up into the gable end, and hopefully they've all been measured. The angles have been measured. The survey guy came and did all that months ago. So we will do a quick measure, but I'm going to take this sash out. So I've just fit the handle on this one, but I'm going to go and do it on the other one, so we're going to be able to take the sash up the stairs. I think these ones are just about manageable with the suckers and lift them up. Take the frame up first, fit that. With the other ones behind, they're much bigger. We've got a genie lift, we'll probably lift those up later today. Does yours lean out now? Yeah, it does. More. What's your top? Is catch asset line? So I only put a half set over now. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Does it reach the silk cage?
No, only just. So as you can see, the frames have now gone in, and thankfully the fit was perfect. We couldn't have had any more tightness on the tolerance because of the angle. You kind of need to be exactly where it was meant to be. Of course, we have that comproband on, which is the tape which expands on the outside. We used that, although you can use the foam which we've done on the inside elsewhere. We can't really get to the outside safely there. So putting the tape on first, sitting them in the opening and then letting that swell out and seal is a great way to go. But on a hot day like it is today, that tape begins to expand within minutes. So once it's on, you've only got a matter of minutes to get it in before it starts to, you know, swell to a point where you can't really get it in without snagging. So that's why we lifted the frames through and then set them back in, and it worked fine. Okay. Yeah. Up.
Pure ages.
Oh, it's just.
I didn't even. Didn't really like
Didn't even
that.
hit the side of that one.
Wow. Right.
No. Now next up, before we can move on to the big windows, we need to make sure that we've got a nice safe place to load them into the building, and therefore we need to get enough boards up to finish off that front decked area. So we're going to put them down loose for now and just screw the boards down either end. We'll get to actually fitting these in probably a day or two after loading them up there. We decided these ones could go in through the front window. This is our last opportunity to get materials in through the top loading bay, as we call it, until this glass goes in, and then after that it's going to be all kind of handballing up the staircase, which is a shame. We could have pushed on and got all the plasterboard in, but we're a little way off that yet. Right, today we're going to be making a start on the gable end on the north wall, and that's those 3 tall windows, fixed windows in the middle and a split window on the side. And we want to get them up there safely, so we managed to hire a genie lift from Speedy, and we're going to send each sash up individually and slide them onto our little loading bay which we made. The other option was to bring them up outside on the forklift, but I feel like it's a bit more controlled.
It's a bit tricky to drag off. That's fine. I could put that the other way round. I know. Should we go flat?
Yeah. A lot of trust in those straps.
Yeah, one little screw.
put the fork in. Fork.
The packaging gagging.
Yeah, it's the bubble wrap. Oh, it's your one. The bubble wrap, it's gone in the fork. Yep.
You don't need to wind it, just underneath there's a clap, that's it, and just pull it.
Until you're away from that.
But why?
Well done.
Why was I?
Okay. That's fair. You can wind it back down, wind it towards you. What are we doing now?
We can put it back again for that sacrificial thing. It's horrible.
Oh, I found the strap now.
There's just a strap.
There. Well, look who's back on the job today. It's Dad and Alan. They've come up. They wanted to give us a hand with the glazing. So the day after we got everything upstairs, we made a start on these 3 front windows. And today I'm going to let them off their engineering background fussiness, because we do need their millimeter perfect accuracy. With these windows, we want them level, plumb, and nice and straight.
Should put something a bit lower. Have you got it steady enough to right?
Okay. Right, we're on there.
You're on.
Yeah, so open it up to 90 a little bit more. Okay, well actually, that's fine. So, okay, freeze.
You got it?
Yeah. Now you have to close it a bit, actually. Okay, hold on. In. Oh, back up.
Bring it up close, then lean it this way a bit, and then slide it in as it were.
Yeah.
Those 2 things. And that. Do you want me in there, boys?
No.
I think it'll be alright. Go on, touch it.
I'll hold here.
Yeah, you look good.
So with those 3 windows fitted and secure, we'll come back to them and do the foaming and sealing at a later point. But now we're going to move over and get the frame in for our French windows. So this is something I'll show a little bit later in this episode, but we are putting a balcony, a Juliet balcony, in this bedroom, and we're going ahead and installing this. It's a miniature version of what we've put into the kitchen, so only 1.7 meters tall, but it's going to get the frame in and then the 2 sashes. And it's a fairly straightforward install. Now we've allowed for the carpet to go up to the frame here, so we've left it nice and low. It's sunk down into a bit of framing, and that is all what we planned months ago when we were stood there head scratching, getting the joists in.
If you get down there, turn that really lift it.
No, there's nothing to get down to.
I can see.
Get it.
You got it?
Okay, you need to go in as if it's closed down. So down.
Good.
Yeah, maybe it's just adjustment it needs.
That's not.
Oh, I'll tell you what it is. It's blowing doors locked. Isn't it? The lugs were up.
Oh, I can't believe it. Well, I told you. I thought it was something like that, but I didn't want to say anything, Mike, because I knew you bloody.
So last week we got the French windows upstairs in the bedroom fitted. Now we've got to get on and fit the glass Juliet balcony. So it's bolted to the frame of the window itself, which is quite nice. A lot of times people buy them afterwards and you have to bolt into the adjacent wall either side of the opening. We haven't pre-finished those walls at all, but it doesn't stop us now because ours goes into 4 bolts which are already factory fitted to our frame. And I don't think it was any more expensive to do it that way. We just had the ability because we were ordering the windows at the same time. I'll go under it.
Yeah.
Wait, come on. Over here. Yeah, keep going. Okay, down.
It's nice and light anyway, I'll just wheelbarrow it in. Bedtime rigging. That's a good word.
Probably just mean, let's put it to the viewers. If you have any Austrian or German viewers, you can translate this. So shall I put some foam down? There. Down?
Down.
Down. So far so good. So the glass is up in position. We've already screwed in the brackets. Also some bolts which are like lugs, and there's a keyhole shape on that balcony glass which should go on, slot down, and an Allen key to tighten it back up again.
It feels a bit nice way to stand on there.
Suckers, isn't it? Good.
I'm in. Are you in? Are you in?
I'm in.
Okay, I'll drop down.
Oh, that's done.
Nice. That's that out of the way and I'll see.
So here we go, another week on and nearly all of the front glass is in. We're just going to hold off on that front door area. We might build a temporary stud-work wall there, but I just think there's going to be so much material, pallets of materials and things like that going through there, that actually with just more chance of damaging things. And at the moment we can just about, with the small tractor, get pallets in and onto the slab, and then we can wheel them through. So there might be instances where that's going to be beneficial. But I'll give you a quick walk around and we'll have a look at what it's looking like now. But far less cowshed-like at least. So hopefully we've got a bit of rain coming, but at least we're dry inside with these windows fitted. So I'm going to go through the taping process in another video, but everything's all sealed for now. We've got the 3 windows upstairs, all the glass downstairs. Here's how those units finished up. It's pretty dusty out here because we've been sweeping up. But this is the annex, all locked up at the moment, but nice single glass, and the front door that goes through into that living space. Let's have a little walk through. You will have to excuse the mess as always. Too much going on and not enough time to tidy up after ourselves. Interestingly, electrics first fix starts tomorrow. James is going to be here first thing, so I've got to spend this evening tidying up so we can actually get through all these rooms. It's getting a bit gloomy, but over here is another window we fit last week off camera. So that is like a viewing window. It's in the back of the living space here. A kind of fixed glazed unit that goes through to the pool area, which I know it's a mythical project for now and it's kind of just sat dormant, but it's pretty cool to be able to see through there. We were going to have the doors here originally, but we decided it's better for everything to go through the bathroom and the changing room area. So this just remains a fixed glazed unit, and we'll have a blind that shuts it off as and when needed. But for now, it's just, well, it's a window to nowhere, but at least it's safe. No one's going to fall in there. And there is one final door that's got to get put in, which is that one there. We'll get that done soon, but same old, same old. We might film it, we might not. Anyway, what you want to see is what things are looking like up here. And I'm just going to make sure we're alone, because no, we're not. Just about to say we've had a pigeon, now we've got a swallow. We'll have to guide that swallow out. Cannot afford to have anything start nesting. Right. How on earth do you come through the front door? It was in the house earlier, or a swallow was. Let's see if I can open this. Feathers everywhere here because a wood pigeon flew into the window, but he was okay, I'll let him out. And dead flies. Alright, see if we can get that open. Oh great, there's a pair of them. Well, what I was going to say is look how lovely it is, seeing all the light. Instead, we've built some sort of aviary. Steady, steady you two. Come on, you've flown all that way on your migration. Don't kill yourself in here. Alright, good, 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 good. I mean, it's not a bad place to nest. Unfortunately, I've only brought the GoPro up, but hopefully it's light enough for you to see what's going on. Now, a bit of an explaining. We've got Velux windows to go in still, and typically those are going to be quite expensive to get fit, depending on whether we do some of that ourselves or whether we use a specialist. Because of the style of roof, they have to be cut in, and there's a bit of a sort of an upstand and GRP flashing and stuff. It just costs about the same as the Velux window to get them installed. So I'm going to look into that a little bit more. But at the moment, we've got plans for 2 in the kitchen area. There's 1 over the double height area, potentially 1 over the bedroom, and 1 over the bathroom, a small one, and finally 1 over the stairwell. Now that does add up, so we might incrementally do them because it's going to be a gradual process anyway. Get a couple put in, see what difference that makes, see if it overheats, see, you know, that sort of thing. And I think by the end of it, we should have a nice even amount of light throughout the building. Obviously, natural light is really important for quality of living, and we want to think about that as we go through. But equally, so is our budget and how much money is left in the bank. So we're going to work through that, and we can also do light tunnels in the future if we want to retrofit things into the annex. And so remember, we've actually got walls coming off in between these windows, so it's not going to look quite the same. But we are going to have that long landing that goes all the way up to that central piece of glass. So there will be that continuous sight through over the walled garden area, which may or may not happen in the future, and up to the trees in the distance. So that's all looking good. Now, it was quite a peculiar thing, and I know we've only just shared it in this video, but why we decided to put a balcony indoors and why we decided to put French windows internally. But I'll try and show you how that's looking now. So this whole area, this double bay, is all the master bedroom. And because we are not on the gable ends, we don't have any south or north facing windows. Therefore, without cutting into the roof, which we weren't allowed to do to create a balcony, this is what we came up with. So we've got this big garden room down here, which is going to be flooded with light because that's going to have 2 roof lights as well. And we wanted that borrowed light to come through into the bedroom. But rather than just have a window, by going full height, although they're short, they're only 1.7 meters, it means we've got a bit of a sight down to green and natural, you know, things. So as and when the garden room ends up full of all of its nice trees and house plants and things like that, we'll be able to leave this open. Is it open yet? This is what I've been simulating on ladders and scaffolding for over a year now to try and see what this view would be like. But if I stand back at the other side of the bedroom, I'm back here, and the exposure is not going to allow you to see it, but you can see green. And if you're sat in bed, you can actually see down through the paddock because of the slope of the ground outside. There you go, that's a bit better. So that's what we were thinking. Hopefully we weren't crazy thinking it. And it does lend itself that in time, if we do decide to put a cut-in roof balcony area here, we can simply remove this. And then, yes, it's a little bit of a duck under, but we would then have that sort of roof terrace area. But that's a whole different story and not going to happen anytime soon. But it's future-proofed. But it's still quite a unique and fun thing to have, to be able to kind of stand and look down into the garden room space and even down to the kitchen a bit. And of course, we've still got this massive wall here between that steel to close off the kitchen area, or zone it off, I should say. And we want to make that a feature. One option is to keep the whole thing full height all the way through, but I think it's just a bit open and sports hall-like. So we're going to close that off. What I'm holding out for is finding a really big feature door, reclaimed door. Now the chances of me being able to find a pair of arched, because Joe's quite keen for an arch there, a pair of arched doors, or two halves that make an arch, the sort of thing you might find in an old church or chapel or something, that are wide enough, it's pretty slim. I mean, it would have to be a cathedral door, I think, because for the scale of it, to keep the open feel, they would need to end up at least 2.4 meters, you know, an 8-foot opening. So it'd be 2 4-foot doors. It's doable, but it's one of those things we're just going to sit out and wait, because then we'll build the wall around it rather than trying to find something to fit, because that will never happen. Right, it's raining. I'm going to have to shut those windows, and hopefully the swallows found their way out through the door that they came, or they can, because there ain't no door. One more thing, Joe has been busy with some t-shirt orders in the last week or two. Father's Day is somewhere around the corner. If you've got a practical dad, or you want to give a kind of an idea to someone, then these t-shirts are available, and I'll stick a link to those down in the description as well. The glazing is almost complete. There are those little bits to do as and when, but also I've still got that small window to fit in the bedroom, and I'm going to do a bit of a step-by-step fitting on that with a bit more camera angles and lighting so you can see the details. But for now, we're weather tight. It's just started raining, which is great because I just put a load of lawn seed down. I'm going to leave it there. If you've got any questions, as always, leave them down in the comments section below. This was our final video, sponsored by Eco House, who is the company we bought all of our windows from. If you want to find out the real nitty-gritty details, then I'll leave their website down in the description. But apart from that, remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time.